Hey there. So I don't normally do this. I don't normally do a weekly or a monthly review of all the comics that I picked up or what just released. I mean, this is Seagon Retro after all. But my pull list this week was full of so many hits and misses that I just had to talk about a few. Mainly the collected trades that I got in. But let's take it from the top. Let's start with the new singles. The first issue in the new Cosmic Ghost Rider. I thoroughly enjoyed the original run and the Revenge of Cosmic Ghost Rider. The stories were just as batshit insane as the art, but this one kinda started off slow, or slower than the others. But sure enough, by the end of the first issue, Frank is flung right back into the bizarre and unknown. Gonna keep following this one to see where it leads. Another interesting #1 that I wasn't too sure about is Hollow's Eve. I've been following the dark web story because I love anything Ben Reilly. I mean, tell me that Chasm isn't the raddest thing you've ever seen. And when Janine was given a bag of masks by Madeline Pryor, she became Hollow's Eve. I really dug the character concept and the growth for Janine, who had been around since the mid-90s. But honestly, I didn't expect her to get her own series, especially in, March? But I was on board until I saw Maxine Danger of the Beyond Corporation. I mean, I get it. Everyone needs an arch nemesis, but the dust hasn't even settled from dealing with the Beyond Corporation the last time. I don't know, I guess I was just hoping for something fresh, but we'll see where this goes as well. But here's the first issue of a Marvel book that I was seriously impressed by, Hellcat. I love Patsy Walker. If you've been watching the channel a while, then you know that she's one of my top 5 favorite Avengers of all time, officially joining the roster in issue 144. Yes, I know that offhand. But here's the thing. If you don't know Hellcat's story, then you probably just think of Patsy as Marvel's equivalent to Betty and Veronica, or even the Jessica Jones, just former child star version of the character. Then you don't know what hell Patsy's walked through. I mean, she was married to the son of Satan for sake. But this issue mentions that. It covers her history and sets up a classic comic story of the superhero being framed for murder. Problem is, with Patsy, even she isn't sure if she did it or not. She narrates the issue to the victim as she investigates his death and explores the very basic principles of whether or not she's good or bad, hero or villain. The issue also features Sleepwalker. Are you kidding me? Do you know how rare it is that I get to talk about Hellcat and Sleepwalker? I don't talk a lot about Hellcat stories because honestly, I feel like I'm the only one who cares. I don't know, leave a comment if you want to follow this one or get a proper 2 cents on the subject. But switching over to the DC side, we're gonna skip Superman Lost because I have an entire video coming on just that. Or maybe it's already out. I got a little behind on these next few, but I managed to pick up the 4th and 5th issues of both Stargirl and the Lost Children and Blue Beetle Graduation Day. Ladies first, Stargirl. Look, I do not pass up anything Jeff Johns in the JSA. Johns is one of my favorite DC writers, and he has a passion for classic Golden Age JSA characters, and it all started with Stargirl. He pitched Stars and Stripe in 1999, and by 2000, he was co-writing JSA books with James Robinson. And James Robinson was writing his original character, Jack Knight, Starman at the time. And that's how I got introduced to all this. I was reading Starman because I was hooked on Tony Harris's art. It's as 90s as it gets. I can't recommend that run enough, I really can't. This is such a ramble of a video. Come on, Sieg, back on topic. All right, so Stargirl and the Lost Children continues some plot threads from Jeff Johns' Flashpoint Beyond. Courtney Whitmore and Amiko Queen, the current Red Arrow, find an island of time-displaced sidekicks from the Golden Age. It seems like someone's been gathering them for some entity in the shadows. It reminds me a little bit of what the Reach were up to in Young Justice Season 2, and who that entity was had me on edge until the 5th issue. Don't worry, no spoilers. But speaking of the Reach, Blue Beetle Graduation Day is just that, the return of the Reach. Jaime Reyes has officially graduated high school. He helped Nightwing beat back an army of darkness during Dark Crisis. But still, because of his Beetle's connection to the Reach, he's sidelined by Superman of all people. I mean, come on, can't you send bats? At least with him it doesn't feel so personal. But when Superman grounds you, that's gotta feel worse. Not to mention being rescued by Ted Kord, the original Blue Beetle. I bet that really rubs Reyes raw. And on the topic of Dark Crisis and Dawn of DC, let's talk Superfam. If I had to pick my favorite costume or aesthetic for any super character, it would be the Metropolis Kid, right? Don't mess with the S, it's just a sign of when I grew up. So when I saw the covers to the latest issues of Action Comics 1051 and 1052, yes, I don't even care what's inside, just yes. Oh, I want one. I want one of those jackets. So I judged this next one based solely on the cover, and I regret it. I didn't know this was part of a series. I love Dick Grayson, and I saw a trade paperback with him and Damian, and I thought, you know what? They could use some bonding, and so could I, because hot take, not a big Damian Wayne fan. That's just me. I keep that private. It's got a major fan base, but he's just not the Robin for me. But like I said, I didn't know this was part of a series, and the first 100 pages or so focus on the core Titans. I don't even think Dick meets up with them until page 80, but I looked it up after the fact and saw that it was getting really high reviews from the people that have been reading the series. So that's something, I guess. All right, so I bought this last one as a bit of research for the channel. It came out a while back, so it's not a new release, but I picked up a sealed copy of the hardcover Superboy, a celebration of 75 years. It's basically a collection of the origins and most prominent storylines of each major version of Superboy. Connor, John, Superboy Prime. I'm really stoked to have gotten my hands on this one. Also, in the last month or so, I've fallen in hard on IDW's Star Trek series. I've noticed not a lot of channels seem to talk about those, so I may, who knows? I didn't even mention most of them, like Marvel's new Secret Invasion run, Avengers War Across Time, DC's Lazarus Planet Epilogue, the new Masters of the Universe, Willow losing her mind in the latest Slayer, or Sins of Sinister. Oh my god, Sins of Sinister. I'm sure current X-Men stories are great, but like this prolonged graphic design project is just starting to get old. I wasn't into it with the Axe tie-ins, and I don't know, it's probably just me. But that's the beauty of comics. There's so much coming out. There is something for everyone, guaranteed. You just gotta find them and crack the spine. Hey, hello, and welcome to the end screen. So I've never really done a video like this, but I'm hoping that it helps me cast a wider net, be able to talk about a lot more issues than I normally would have with my deep dive style commentary. If you like this style, you know, give it a like, give it a comment, let me know. And until next time, thanks for being here. Have a great one.